I have a finger wall up here to walk the rings. There's another section here, so you have a little help feet. And the transition from the rings is onto the rope ladder, and then you have a pegboard. Alright guys, new project. We're moving outside. The weather's finally changed. This is going to be an interesting one for you guys who are into Ninja Warrior stuff. This is for my niece. She wanted Ninja Warrior set up in her backyard. They just moved here. So as you can see, I have a couple 2x10 joists, 16 footers, some 10-foot 6x6s, 3 of them. So you'll see it as we go here, but I marked out, I'm gonna have 3 posts in here. The back 30-foot spread is for her slacker line. She has one of those slacker lines that you can buy, the rope line with the accessories on it. So we're gonna put that on the back side. And then on these front 2 are gonna be joists running across, these 2 16-footers. And we're gonna do some hand peg joists and stuff like that on there. So it'll be an outer perimeter of stuff to work on. So what we're gonna do is we obviously have the auger. I marked out the stakes of where we wanna drill. So we're gonna get this thing set up and we're gonna start drilling. All right, number 1, you're in charge. What you got? All right, so when you get lucky, the holes actually go smoothly. We were able to get all 3 of these holes, I don't know if you can see it, done within about 10-15 minutes. So we got the dirt out. They're about 2.5 foot deep. What I have is I like to put a little stone in the bottom. So we're gonna open this up and put like a couple inches of stone in the bottom. What that does is it just gives the drainage at the bottom for water. And then what we'll do is we'll just tamp that down a little bit, and then we can get these posts in here. I got a couple bags of concrete, and we'll probably only need about 1 bag per post. All right, my helper here is going to help me get these 6x6s in.
Right from Hollywood.
All right, posts are in. What I got to do now is I got to measure these out because the posts, they got 16-foot joists, so I got to make sure I pre-measured so they're 16 foot. But I got to go and I got to line this one's up actually going to be straight parallel with the fence. These 2 are going to be turned towards that one a little bit so that the joist will fit right on there. And now I'm going to notch off the top of that to fit the joist. All right, so we got the post in here. Just finishing leveling it and tamping it down, and should be good to go. We just pour a little bit of concrete in here, add a little water, pour a little bit of concrete. I got this little metal stick that I just used to tamp it down. Then we have a level. I have this little level here, and then we have this level, so we can make sure it's just right. So we'll do all 3 of these the same way, and then we'll have to let them dry. Posts are up, if you can see them. The one over here. If you see up on top of here, I lined this up so I can notch these out for the joist. Those joists right there, they're gonna sit on top of here. And then they're gonna get bolted to here. So I got 1 joist running this way and another joist running on the back side that way. So that's it. These are all leveled off. You can see my little level over there. Each one of those is leveled in both directions and twisted wise. That's right where I want it. That's why we use the string line. So I'm going to take the string line down and we're going to let these set, and then we'll be back for the second half. Alright guys, I apologize for the sun, but we're back for day 2 of the Ninja build. I went ahead and I'll take you up on the ladder here. You can see up here anyways. So this is what we got going on. I measured this out, and that's where I'm going to notch out this post to accept both these joists. So I gotta notch this out down 9.5 inches, and then what happened is the joist is going to sit right on this section, and on this section of the post, and then we're going to bolt through with carriage bolts. When you're building stuff like this, you want to make sure that it's resting on something, not just bolting to the side of it. So that's why we're going to notch this out, and then we're going to notch those side ones out like an inch, so it'll be able to sit right on there too. So once those are notched out, what I'm going to do is I got to take a Sawzall, cut straight down through this, and then notch it out right here, and then we'll take this chunk out. If you notice, I don't have my polo on today because it's a little bit warmer, it's sunny out, so we're going to go with it today. As you can see, it's a little slow, but if you keep going, it just takes a lot of time. The blade isn't brand new, but it's a pretty decent blade. It's just, there's really, I mean, unless you got a chainsaw, this is the easiest way to do it. So we're just going to keep going at it, and then I'll show you when we get done. After a bunch of time, this is what you get. So you got a nice notch here for the joist that's going that way. And then if you can see down the line of this one, that's notched off for the joist that's going to go down to that post. So then the joist will sit on here, and then what we're going to do is drill a couple holes through, and then we'll have carriage bolts that will attach both of them to this post. But when you're doing stuff like this, you always want to make sure you're sitting on the post and not just attached to the side of it, especially for structural stuff, because all your weight is pushing down on those bolts, where on this it's actually sitting on the wood and the bolts just hold it in place. So that's where we're at now. I did these two are angled. The other two are just going to be notched out about that much, just straight across. So we're going to go down and notch those out, and then we're going to get these joists up. As you can see, there's that one notched in. So we got some clamps. What we're going to do is we're going to set the joists up here and clamp them temporarily while we drill the holes. You can see that one's notched out as well. Flush. Alright guys, so that's it. We'll get the other one set up, and then we'll drill some holes. So, as you can see, this is what you end up with up here, the way this is cut. So what I ended up doing, you can see I did 3/4 inch holes here, straight through the middle of this post, and then out the other side. So what I'm going to do is countersink these, the washer size of the carriage bolt, and then I'm going to angle them that way a little bit so they end up going straight through, and then they'll be kind of inside a little bit, and it should work out perfectly. I only have to take a little bit out of this. So that's what I'm trying to do. I just want to countersink it in, straighten out, and then I'll drill in for the carriage bolts. So obviously the easiest thing to work with is a Forstner bit for this, because it ends up cutting it just the way you want it, and it's right about the size of the washer. So I got that. Then I'm going to go through with a big auger bit that's going to make this size for carriage bolts. I did the 1/4 inch first because this bit's so small and it just helps it sit right in there in the hole. I got one bolt in. I'm going to take this bit with this auger bit, just a hair bigger than the carriage bolt thickness, and I'm just going to go through where I did the 1/4 inch holes. Battery please, sir. And that's through. So now we got the hole size we need. And now what happens is we get the bolt from my helper. And you'll see, so you got a big washer on each side that's countersunk in here. We'll just slide these through. And then on the other side we'll put the nut and the washer on. And then we tighten it. So we're going to do 3 here because there's 2 joists, and I'm going to do 2 at the ends for the other 2. You'll need a Forstner bit the size of the washer to countersink it. You'll want to go through with a 1/4 inch or smaller hole first, straight through the whole thing. That way you can line this Forstner bit up to drill into that, get those countersunk in there, just to the same thickness of what your bolt is. In this case we use 7-inch bolts. Do that, and then drill the big hole last for the carriage bolt. And then you'll be all set up, everything will work out, and then all you need is a socket wrench or an impact driver to tighten it all. So, we officially have them up. There's the carriage bolts. Let me take you for a close up here. You can see countersink in there. And then if you come over to this side, pardon the sun, you can see they're all countersunk and tightened down here. So then you end up with this perfect setup. They're right on the joist. You can see the cutout's almost the same size as the joist. Gives it nice support. But that's it for the joist. They're up, they're sturdy, and we're good to go. Stay tuned. So this is the Slacker line that I was talking about. You can buy them on Amazon and stuff. I forgot how much they are, but they come with some of these. And then the line is actually just a ratchet strap. So we planned for that. That's what we were going to use originally. So what I ended up doing, it ratchets down at this end. So to make it sturdier, I ended up drilling in just through the joist. And then I guess all the weight can be held in by the joist and around the post, so that it's got a nice set. So I did that at both ends. Hold it nice and tight. And then this is what you end up with. You can add more fit and more. So we got that on this side. And then on this side, I'm going to build some other stuff there in the second part. I'll show you how we do that. But that's what that's all good. So now you got a nice support structure here for this. And then what I'm going to do is I got some rock climbing feet that I'm going to screw onto these posts, so you can get up on there to start these when I put them up. So each one of these posts will have some rock climbing pieces on it. So that's it for this video. I'm going to build the rest of it at the house out of 2x4s, and then I'll bring it and I'll just attach it onto here. Hey guys, day 3 Ninja Warrior wall. I lost my footage putting all this stuff up. I'll give you a view of the final project. You can see I added in the mountain climbing feet. I have a finger wall up here that comes to the ring wall to walk the rings. There's another section here, so you have a little help feet wise to climb up or across. And then the transition from the rings is onto the rope ladder, and then you have a pegboard that goes up and over, and then more mountain climbing feet on this end, and then we move the string line to here, the Ninja line. So that's it. All these pieces are just built out of 2x4. And I just drilled the holes in them, just a little bit bigger than those pegs, and then I drilled some holes to screw it to there. So each piece is removable. You can move them around, interchange it. Same with this one, just drilled holes, a little bit of an up angle to them, so that those pegs can go in there and then the rings can go on there. The feet are just lag bolted in to the 6x6. Finger wall is just 2x4 cut in half lengthwise, and then I just sanded all the edges down. So that's it. There is a homemade Ninja wall, so you can practice. I lost the footage of putting all these pieces on, but I mean, if you have any questions, just leave it in the comment. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's just some deck screws, lag bolts, galvanized lag bolts for outside. Deck screws are made for outside, so they're good to go. That's it. If you like this video, which I hope you did, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more cool little projects. And I'll see you next time. Take care.